Here is the off-road buggy, so much in demand by those just starting out in the field of off-road radio control vehicles. At a price that is immediately affordable and with the ability to be tuned up to amazing performance at any time.
Alright guys, welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Today we are building a truly iconic Tamiya. This kit proper takes me back to the 80s. Going in BTs, seeing this. I wanted one of these instead of the Hornet, but my dad said to go for the Hornet because it was slightly more expensive. We thought we were getting a bit more bang for our buck, but I really like this because it reminded me of an X-Wing, Star Wars X-Wing fighter. So kind of like wanted one of these. Always loved the shape of it and just the white. Thought it looked really flash. Them tyres on the back. We used to take the dog for a walk down Formby Beach. So I had dreams of taking this down to the sand dunes in Formby Beach, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. So yeah, here we go. About 40 years later, maybe. It just shows how old I am. 40 years later, we're finally getting to build one. So yeah, the Tamiya Grasshopper. We'll be putting a Trackstar 13.5 brushless motor in it. I'll have to find a sensor wire. Got a little cheap servo that's going in it. And I got these off eBay. They are Spectrum compatible receivers. Just a little cheap. Only cost £14. The Spectrum receivers are like 38 for a two channel one. But these backwards compatible apparently. DSM or whatever it is, but yeah, seems to work. Nice long aerial on it, so should be good for days. Gonna ball race it, and that's about it, to be honest. Just been to Halfords, got some Halfords white paint. I think I went for Mercedes something or other, pretty pure white it was. So yeah, got some Halfords primer and some white paint. So yeah boys, let's get straight into this build. We'll have a look in the box and see what we get for our money. And here we go guys, don't get much in the kit. Got the instruction book, the iconic driver, the servo saver, the beadlock wheels, like the iconic tyres. Make sure you get the treads the right way around when you do it. Want to have the paddles facing forward like that. The bathtub chassis, the X-Wing fighter style body. Yep, we're painting that in white. Got the gears, the front diff. Bags A through to D, the front wishbones, the battery box, battery lipo container, door hatch, whatever you want to call it, rear gearbox, the rear axle hubs. But yeah boys, so we'll be ball racing it, sticking a 13.5 motor in it and that 18 tooth pinion. Needed an 18 tooth pinion to run this 540 size motor. But yeah boys, let's get straight into it. And there you go guys, back gearbox on. Now I know why they call it a hopper. The rear axle is basically up or down with the Hornet. The back axle used to be able to pivot, but this is pretty much just solid on a set of pogo stick suspension shocks. That's the word I was looking for, shocks. So yeah, that's where the hopper gets its name. So yep, now we're moving on to step 5, which is getting them back shocks done. Then we're going to start getting the electrics in, and then it'll just be doing the front end. So yeah boys, we'll get the back shocks on, and then we'll get started with the radio gear, get all the radio gear in. Yeah boys, flying along. And there you go guys, all the electronics in. I have to adjust a few things just to extend that wire because the body doesn't actually clip off, so it's a fixed body, so I just needed to extend the plug just and cable tie it so I could get at it through the hatch because the body's actually bolted on. So yeah, tested it, all's running alright, it's all nice and smooth. Now we're moving on to step 11, which is starting that front suspension. Get all the front suspension on, or the pogo sticks as people like to call them. Do the wheels, and then it'll be done, boys. So yeah, job's done. And there you go guys, in the blink of an eye it is finished. So yeah, pogo sticks on the front and not much on the back. Do the back and the front bounces up. So yeah, all that's left to do now is the body. So like I say, I've got some white from Halfords and some white primer. So I'll go and do the body, paint the driver up, and then when we get the decals on, stickers, and then we'll come back, this will be another car finished, boys. Yep, just like that. Another one to the collection. Ticked off the box, ticked off the RC bucket list. See you in a bit. And there you go guys, that was a pretty, I enjoyed that immensely, and I'm not just saying that because it's in a YouTube video. That was the best fun I've had for 100 quid, where it's been legal, or at least not cost me an airplane ticket to Amsterdam. But yeah boys, I thoroughly enjoyed that. End result, pretty happy with it. Went over with it with the I think it was like Nissan white or something, ceramic white it is anyway. And then I done a coat of a few coats of white, and then I done a few coats of clear coat, both from Halfords. Got one slight run in it, but it hides a sticky. You can't actually, it's hid by a sticky, you can't actually see it. I had to totally rewire it because the rear end, the way the suspension works, I mean, it still catches a little bit, but there's not much I can really do about that. There's not really much travel in the back end anyway, really, hence the name the hopper. But yeah, I had to totally rewire it. Talking of which, let's see what it sounds like. Had to rewire it, reposition the ESC because the driver figure got in the way. Servo's a bit slow, but you know, for a car like this, yeah boys, I'm absolutely made up with that. It's going to be a shame to run it, to be honest. I'm looking forward to getting it on the shelf, just to look at it, the proper nostalgia piece. Yeah, go to some glory shots and then we'll end this video. As always guys, thanks for tuning in. I shall see you in the next one.